See if we can get going on this end, hopefully, and then throw out a, hopefully, testing, 1, 2, 3, are we good, YouTube? Hello? Good, okay. Camia Tom, hello, hello, and Unusual Kangaroo, hello, hello, and Lillian, welcome in, guys. Happy Wednesday, hope you guys are doing well today. How's everybody doing today? Hang on a sec, I want to make sure I have everything ready to go here. Throw out a ping in the Discord. Okay. Was that good? Alright. Oh, good, it updated with the right thumbnail. I'm doing alright, Unusual Kangaroo. How are you doing today? This is like... I picked the most boring title for stream ever, because I wasn't sure what to do, because the thumbnail already says flyer event, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna say chill and chat. Because it's like the most boring title I've had so far. Newbie Reaper, hello, and Charming Falcon, hello. How are you guys doing today? Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Hope everything is working. Hope everything is connected correctly. I'm always, like, nervous. I'm nervous today for some reason. I have no reason to be nervous today. Ay. How's everybody doing, though? I hope everybody is doing well today. We have a lot of different things that we can talk about. We've got the cosplay contest going. We've got to talk about our wallpapers coming in. Potentially stuff with the evolution on that end. And I've been working on a piece for Eve recently. That's gonna be a really interesting design. Fox is nervous. She knows we plot behind her ears. Oh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's just, how's the day? It's going well. It's going well. I've had a little bit of up and down on, like, the, like, dealing with stuff behind the scenes. It's all good. It's all good. I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself recently as a streamer. I feel like I'm learning a lot of about myself recently as a content creator, and it's stuff that I, like, wouldn't have had the opportunity for beforehand, so that's kind of been on my mind lately, and it's just, like, it's just things that, like, happen with, like, community and streaming, and it's all good things, I'm just sort of, like, I'm learning a lot that people don't tell you in the beginning. And it's all positive, that's the thing. It's all positive. But I'm just sort of, you know, learning as I go, having fun, trying to figure out the ropes, learn the ropes and stuff. Hello, Sea Hero. How are you going? How are you doing today? I hope everybody's having a lovely day so far. And what? And not to get bombed as much too. I just think that, you know, today we can have, like, a nice chill talk and stuff, and, yeah, I wanted to, what was I gonna talk about? Today is the final day of the cosplay contest. So if you haven't voted in that yet, definitely consider voting. We are now between, what was it, Freeren and Yoshi. Freeren and Yoshi. I have no idea which way it's gonna go, and I don't want to know. Don't tell me the way it's going right now. I want it to be a complete surprise. But those are the final entries. I think it's crazy how many entries that we've had since the beginning, and how we had to, like, narrow it down so much. But yeah, definitely consider voting if you haven't yet. It's up on Twitter and Discord. And, you know, regardless of which way it goes, I just want it to be a fun time for people. That's ultimately why we're doing it, right? It's just something silly, something enjoyable. I immediately clicked to see if I have enough points for a bomb. If I do, it's coming right when you read this part. If not, LOL, you flinched. That's fine. Newbie Reaper, don't worry either way. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're already at 1,000 stars. Wow. I hope everyone is doing well, though. This message will self-destruct. Oh my gosh, Lillian. That's one way to write it. Ay. But how are you guys doing? How has everything been? I can't keep track of this music. There we go. That's gonna end up being too loud. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is having a nice day. Yeah, we've got the costume contest going. And we've got the, whatchamacallit? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, we have Eve's piece going on. Jake and Drago, hello on the YouTube end. Apps not available in the country. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I really do hope that, that IRIAM, expands soon. I think that would be really, it would be really nice. I know there's a lot of people who really want to join IRIAM, so I'm really hoping that they expand soon. Congrats on the 2,000 stars, hero. And hello, Eve! Welcome in! Did the comp start? Yeah, it's, the thing is up there in the upper right. 7K. Eve! Eve, what the heck? Eve, oh my gosh! What the heck, Eve? I haven't even talked about it yet! Oh my gosh! Eve, thank you, what the heck? Oh my gosh. Hello, Nova, welcome in. I've never even seen the fireworks on IRIAM, oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Eve. I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness gracious. We just jumped up so much. We do not need to be number one for this. That's one of the reasons why I entered this. We don't need to be number one for this. My goodness gracious, Eve. No, we don't need to. We don't need to be number one. I specifically wanted to enter this because we would have like a decent chance. So I'm just very happy for the support. Alright, Star, Eve stole my thunder. I was waiting for Vessa. We love you. Here you go. Eh? You guys are gonna make me cry. What the heck? Thank you so much, Charming Falcon. Thank you, guys. Seriously, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you, really. You guys didn't even give me a chance to talk about it yet. Eve, we're good. Oh my gosh, we're good, guys. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. I've never seen the fireworks on IRIAM before. This is really, I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. I don't know if I'm good at expressing that sometimes, but I really appreciate you guys very much. And hello, Dual Thrones. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Ugh. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you so much for the support, really. It means... It really means more to me than you know. It really does. I can't express how much it means, but it genuinely means a ton. Oh my goodness. Ay. Thank you. Thank you guys, sincerely. Charming Falcon, now that you're here, I wanted to ask this before. And this is gonna be a little bit tricky, but I feel like I need to. Eve commissioned a piece, of a lot of different stargazers in a very silly situation that I was working on yesterday, and I'd like to also add you to it, but I don't know, what your stargazer appearance would look like. Have you ever thought about that? Is that something that you would want to join in? Because I'd be happy to add you to the piece. I just, I haven't discussed visuals before with you. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys. Oh my goodness. But how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? This music is so weirdly unfitting. We love you, so it's okay. It's hard for me to comprehend. Ay, ay, ay. Sure, I'd love to have glasses, possibly holding a book. Bookworm stargazer. Okay, absolutely. Glasses I can definitely do. Book I can probably figure out. Have you considered, like, the tassels design or anything, or... because I'm trying to figure out, like, what direction I could do this in. I have, like, the tassel design, and they're, like, all, what can I do for it? You know what, blah, 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 blah. Charming Falcon, if you go into the Discord and you go into the temporary Stargazer channel, you can see, you can see, what some of the other Stargazer designs look like. And Dual Thrones, thank you for the 5,000th star, thank you, thank you. You guys are insanely sweet. I'll find a way to fit Charming Falcon in. I feel like Charming Falcon deserves to be in the piece, too. Feel well but sleepy? Been sleeping late because this week is Drip Market for Star Rail. They reveal new characters for the next version after the upcoming patch. Ooh, interesting, interesting. At least me and Charming are on the same page. Oh my gosh. You guys, your support genuinely means the world. I can't say that enough. But yeah, I'd love to have Charming Falcon in the piece. It's a very chaotic piece right now, with basically just, it's a bunch of stargazers, with all the explosions and everything. And myself and Prism just looking absolutely devastated, but I'd love to include you, and then I think later tonight, I would like to, I'd like to experiment. I've never done this before, but I would like to experiment, hopping on IRIAM later at night, and then also having Discord open, if people want to see, like, the visual side, and we could just have, like, chill chat, see how it goes. That's something I've always wanted to do, so it's something where I would like to just see how it goes in a very casual setting. And hello, Highlight, welcome in, welcome in! Fireworks, what's that? What's happening? What's going on? I'm just as confused, honestly. Fireworks are one of the IRIAM gifts. I added ocean marks to my name? Nice, nice! I love it. I don't know who they are, but nice work. I hope you're doing well, Highlight. Happy Wednesday. Oh my gosh. Alright, I got the glasses. I don't know what shape, the glasses are, though. I'm doing circle glasses for now until I hear otherwise. And I'm trying to think of what would be good for, what would be good for, tassel design? For a bookworm? Could I do, like, things that looked like book pages, maybe? In, like, a very subtle way? Would there be a good way to do that? Even Falcon crazy in a good way. Very true, very true. And congratulations, Newbie Reaper, on the 6,000th star. Thank you. Ooh, bookmark! That's a really, really good idea. Bookmark type tassel. I feel like it would probably just end up being square, if anything, but No, that, I mean, well, square feels like a book anyway, so if I did, like, if they were, like, rectangular tassels, then they could have a bookmark feeling. And maybe there's some sort of, like, markings on them that could work. Because Charming Falcon is a writer, right? So there's, like, there's a lot we could work with. I'd like to... You could have, like, I'm really roughly sketching this out right now. We've got, like, the round glasses and tassels that kind of look bookmark-y. Maybe some sort of, like, tie or scarf or something. Or, like, I don't know, maybe a pocket watch. I'm not sure, but... And then I don't know what the tail would be. But I really like the idea of bookmark tassels. I think that's a really cool idea. Something along those lines sounds good? Okay. I think I could do something nice with this. What would be good for the... What would be good for the tail? I love the idea of bookmark tassels. I'll have to think about the tail. Would you want like a poofy cottontail or like a lawn tail? Because some people have like cat tails, some people have dragon tails. What other kind of tails? Some people have like wispy tails. Falcon could be reading The Idiot by I'm so sorry, I will never be able to pronounce that word. Dostoevsky? I'll never be able to pronounce that. Cover has a fancy version with Stargazer doing the bug cat off face. The cover's just, No, Neo's a smart bean. Neo just has a silly face in that piece. Dostoevsky. Okay. Dostoevsky. Okay, thank you. It doesn't quite look how it's spelled. Dostoevsky. Okay, thank you. Maybe a fuse for the tail since I'm occasionally a bomb person. You could if you wanted, but I'm fine with it being like something else that you would very personally like. I could just do a fuse if you like the design of it though. Make it like a... Have it be like a little... Or it could be like colored that way. Like puffy pom-pom type of look. And then maybe the tail itself could be black and it just kinda... That's kinda cool. It kinda has like a little bit of a lion tail aesthetic to it. I mean, actually, just visually, whether it looks like a fuse or not, it actually just does look nice. We've got the bookmark ears, the fuse tail. Vessa, thank you for the heart. Thank you. Thank you very... Thank you so much, Vessa. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Actually, okay, yeah, I feel like this works. I was wondering like what shape glasses, but circle glasses actually work well because they balance the tassel design. They match sort of the fuse slash pom-pom-y design. This works well. This works well. I'll throw this in the temporary channel just to get design approval. 30k points is funny considering my suggestion earlier. Vessa, I didn't even get time to talk about the suggestion. I don't know what to do now. I feel like I should just probably go ahead with it. Lillian, thank you for the head pats. Thank you. I feel like I should probably just go on with the whole thing now because I didn't even get to talk about it. Oh. Eve, thank you. Thank you so much, Eve. I really, thank you. I very, very much appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Lillian joins the Whooper Club. Lillian, congrats on the stars. Congrats on the stars. It's crazy to me. I feel I'm sorry that I'm not like a daily streamer. I feel like you guys definitely deserve like the full star badge thing right now. But I know a lot of it is out of my control on the requirement stuff. I'm sorry I'm not a daily streamer for it. But it means a lot. You make a bunny pun? The book I'm holding could be Crime and Punishment. Oh my gosh. Come to chew whoopers and kick rats. Oh my gosh, Lillian. Thank you, Eve. Thank you. And we're third. Oh my gosh, we... Guys, we're good. We're good. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello, Vine Fox. Welcome in. Jig and Drago says, if it's okay, could you explain how the app works to use your model and tracking? I use Android. So it works with both Android or iPhone. And in terms of model and such, I'm a founding streamer, so I sort of have access to the app in sort of a beta tester type of format. And words in kind of a beta tester format, and it works the same way as it would in VTube Studio, with a little bit more limitation, because it's instantaneous feedback. There's no delay, there's no latency on here. Hello, Vine Fox again. You should still explain the plans, people know what's up. Yeah, that's true. So I was going to have this plan with Vesa, and I think you guys have already, like, pretty much finished it off. But essentially, I was going to say that, you know, for every 10k or so, gifts for this event, that I would draw, any of the sorry, I'm distracted with this. Any of the runners-up in the cosplay contest as, like, little chibi, little watercolor chibi, and, I was gonna go backwards from, like, you know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, but I think you guys have already smashed that. So, yeah. You guys have basically already hit that entirely. So, regardless of what happens in the cosplay contest, you guys are at least going to get, like, the 3 runners-up in watercolor chibi form. You should have known what was gonna happen. I was hinting at this. I didn't expect it to that level, honestly. I didn't. 400,000 just draw 40? No. Vesa, I physically couldn't do that because I would have to, like, cancel all my existing commissions. I would be so burnt out. But yeah, the runners-up of the top 3, I will make into little watercolor chibis. So for the top 4 entries, you guys are still gonna see it in some form. So I hope that helps, because I know it has been really hard. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be really honest about this. I think I've mentioned before, I've never done anything like this. I've never done any kind of, like, costume, cosplay, community event. I really haven't done many community events at all, to be fair. And I really wanted to give back from what happened in December. And I didn't really know what I was doing, and I'm experimenting a lot and learning a lot with this. So, I feel like I've learned a ton from this event, and I wanted to try to keep it as fair as possible, and as even as possible, and making enough ways that people could be happy. So I think that hitting the goals to make the other three in like a watercolor chibi, I think is good. It didn't say chibi, I said sketch. If you'd rather do chibi, that's fine too. I mean, I could do either, honestly. Either would be good practice, I think. I feel like chibi might be more fitting in terms of like doing the rest of them, but I don't know. We'll see. Otaku guy, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I don't know. I could either do quick sketch or I could do watercolor chibi. I don't know. I'm fine with either. I feel like watercolor chibi would be maybe more fitting for costume stuff. I vote for full body no chibi, but simple art style, up to you and everyone else. I'm open to hearing opinions on it. Watercolor chibi would be cute. I'm okay doing either. I've done a few watercolor chibi of the other founding streamers, so I have like, a decent idea of like not making it too crazy, too detailed. I do watercolor chibi on commission, and then I have like a simpler style that's more sketch-like. So I know how to pace it. I'm nervous about voting, because okay, I'll be honest, I never expected the voting to be as tight as it was. Alright, Star, we love you. I got a dip. Everyone have a great day. Thank you so much, Charming Falcon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate your support. Also, hang on. I know you gotta run, but when you get a chance, please look in the, let me throw this in really fast. Please look in our temporary Stargazer channel, and I will, make sure that this, make sure this sketch is good. But thank you again, Charming Falcon. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. and thank you, Vessa, for tagging. I appreciate it. I just wanted to just sketch in something really quick. Have to duck out too. Lunch break is over. All right, Lillian. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How long does the current event last? It lasts until Monday, I believe. So we're in a very good spot right now. We're in a very, very good spot. No, it's good. It's good. It's definitely good. I really did not think that we would get that far at all. So we are in a very, very good position. Thank you. Ah! Newbie Reaper! Oh my gosh, you guys. I heard more. Eve, oh my gosh. I haven't even seen the off-Kai ones. Oh my gosh. I haven't even seen the off-Kai ones. We had like what was it, the raid boss gift. We had the raid boss to get to see all the different off-Kai ones. I used a tutorial mission redeem like I was sacrificing a Yu-Gi-Oh card for that. I think it's hilarious. I love how Newbie Reaper is like, we're not gonna end this stream without having at least one bomb. GT Pro, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to see you. Thank you, thank you. And Charming Falcon, I'm glad you like it. Dual Thorns, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm sort of like, I'm a little bit speechless. It's lovely to see you. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. Ay, ay, ay. I threw a little sketch of Charming Falcon in the Discord. I feel like I really love being able to like give a Stargazer design to people. It makes me really happy. Gotta do some tests for the workplace. Oh, okay. And thank you for the 100th comment. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Goodness gracious. Can't say the work, but you know what I mean? I don't, but I believe you that you gotta, like, not say things, so that's fine. No worries. Okay. I'm definitely doing the other previous 3 cosplay characters, no matter what they end up being. That's fine. That'll be fun. You know what? This has been a really good experiment, really good test of like getting more used to drawing myself as well. So maybe I can be like a little bit more commonplace about, you know, I know Vesta has said this before, but just sort of like letting loose and being more open to silly doodles and things. I really like doing the baka doodles. I think it's funny that that Eve has me like in one of these baka doodles, so I'm happy to do things that are on the very, very goofy side, right? It's nice. It's a nice change of pace, I suppose. And it's a nice way to step outside of my comfort zone. Be even more you? I don't know who I am anymore. It's just, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm enjoying the ride, I think is the best way to say it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm enjoying the ride. I feel like that's the... I really feel like that's the best way to say it. It's been wacky so far, and I feel like I still have so much more to learn as a streamer, but I'm very much enjoying the ride, and I'm enjoying the community most of all, genuinely. I'm really... Eve commissioning that Stargazer piece really, really gave me, like, a feeling of camaraderie that I really, really admire. So I'm grateful that we had the idea and the opportunity for that. As crazy and wacky and chaotic as it is, there's something really nice about it. About having the community all together like that. And I know I wasn't able to fit in every single Stargazer, but I still think having things like that in general is really nice. The wholesome celestial kitsune, artful fox Starlight Sun. Thank you, Dual Thrones. Thank you. I hope that I can... I hope that I can be a fox that people have fun with. Oh my gosh, I'm just sort of like, I don't know, I'm just kind of enjoying the vibes right now. I'm just sort of in like a, I want to do so much more. And there's like, I know I say that all the time, right? I'm always saying, oh, I have all these ideas of all these directions, da 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 da, all these things I want to do, all these events, but like, I want to always make sure that I am doing things that bring happiness to you guys. That really, really means a lot to me. So whether it's insane games or crazy crazy events or crazy drawings or things, I'm happy if I can create a nice space like that. Hiya. And then this weekend we'll probably have fun doing like actually like a really wholesome cozy game as opposed to like as a contrast to Stanley Parable, right? We're probably gonna be playing like a, we're playing a game called Smushy Come Home, and it's about a cute little mushroom, so I thought that would be like a really good change of pace. We can do pinball at some point as well. I don't know, I'm playing around, I'm trying new things. I won't lie, the Smushy game is actually one that I got a long time ago, specifically because I wanted to play it on stream, because I'm like, this looks fun and cute and casual and sweet. And this would be a nice one to play on stream, I think. Because again, I'm still trying to figure out what works best for playing stuff on stream, right? Like, I thought I'd have a really hard time keeping up with chat, so I picked a lot of stuff that was really low-key and cozy, and then I was slowly learning that chat is okay if I have to focus if things are, like, more chaotic. So I'm balancing that out. But in the meantime, I have a lot of cozy games as a result. Need more Stanley until you find all the endings. Oh my gosh. I feel like I want to pace Stanley. I feel like Stanley takes a lot of, mental sanity out of me. Good bunnies when you need us to be. I'm glad. I'm glad. I will replay Stanley at some point, but I wanna pace it. But yeah, I'm still learning how to pace the games, so I feel like the Smooshy one would be cute, and I think it's a really short game from what I can understand, so we could probably do it in like 1 or 2 streams, honestly. It wouldn't be, yeah, I think we'd be able to finish it in like just a stream or 2, so it'd be something nice, something cozy. And then we can change that and go back to some weird, strange, intense game or something. always switching things up, always switching up the vibes and such. Oh, you know what I really would like to play? I don't know when it's coming out for Steam, and I don't know how to hook up, like, mobile stuff, aside from when I'm doing IRIAM, when it's just chatting. But the Madoka mobile game is out today. And I haven't started playing it specifically because I'm like, maybe I want to save that for a stream-based thing, I don't know. But it's not out on Steam yet, so I'm trying to, like, figure out if it's, like, something I should try connecting with a tablet, if it's something I should wait for later, I don't really know. But that is a really exciting one, the Madoka Magica game. I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but I'm excited about it. Because, I haven't looked up anything about it because I want to go in blind. I want to not really know, what is going on with it. It would be cool to have, like, you know, it would be cool to be surprised. I haven't even looked at the opening, right? But that would maybe be something fun for stream. I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like, you know, you're always torn whether you want to do something, like, on stream or, like, for yourself? I never know which way to go with that. But, yeah, I think it would, I think that one would be a really good one at some point. Because I know I wanted to do the same thing with Infinity Nikki. The problem with Infinity Nikki is it never ends, and I know that that's, like, very typical of all of the gacha stuff, right? All the gacha stuff is, like, never-ending storylines. So I don't really know how to handle those. I feel like the people who are best at handling those are the ones that become, like, exclusive to that game, right? Like Sea Hero is like a Honkai Star Rail exclusive content, almost. Or I know there's a bunch of people and they've made, like, 90% of their content Infinity Nikki. I don't know how to handle gacha game stuff on stream. You can transfer mobile data of Madoka to Steam later on. True. I did see that. So I'm like, should I wait or should I just start and then transfer later? I don't really know what works, but I figured that, I don't know. And thank you, Dual Thrones, for the 15,000 star. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Infinity Nikki is not necessarily a... Well, no, it is a gacha game. It is a gacha game for the outfits and stuff. It doesn't impact the gameplay, but it's a live service game, so they're always adding stuff to it. Start on mobile to get the free pre-reg stuff? That's true, yeah. I should at least open it, just so I can at least make sure that I grab that. Because I did pre-reg, like, I don't know, half a year ago or something. Something wild like that, and I do have it on my phone. It's like, you pre-registered, click here now, and I'm like, I'm still holding the notification. Sometimes, if I'm, okay, I forget things easily, so a lot of the times if I get, like, a phone notification for something, I will hold the notification in my phone for, like, at least a week until I can get to the thing. Like, sometimes if I get, like, a VGen commission, I'll keep the notification on my phone until the commission is complete, just so it's, like, always on my head to make sure that I'm still focused on that. So, yeah, I'll probably just open it just to grab that, but it might be one of those things where it's like, hey, you have to do all this beginning, starting stuff first, so, I don't know. So I still have the notification, and it says I pre-registered, so I don't know if there's an expiration. I should probably see if there's an expiration. That would probably be useful, wouldn't it? But, yeah. I don't know. I'm still... Yeah, I have a hard time making decisions with these things. But I'm still playing around with, what is good to play on stream versus, you know, like I said, like I keep repeating as a broken record at this point, I'm still learning and figuring stuff out. And I appreciate you guys joining me along for the ride as I figure out what you guys enjoy the most and stuff. Outsource all your decisions to Vesa Hive Mind. Well, then I would just be ordering Wendy's every day. I don't really know if I can, I don't know if I can really handle ordering Wendy's every day. That would be funny, though. That would be funny. If there's, like, the Vesa Hive Mind, and it's, like, using you as a magic 8-ball, and it's like, what should I be doing today? Order Wendy's. But, yeah. What else did okay. I mentioned the Madoka thing, I mentioned the cosplay chibis. We need to figure out what the next, okay, well, I need to figure out if for next month, if I'm going to be, you know what I might end up doing? You know what I might end up doing? Tell me if you guys would like this idea. What if the next few wallpapers I make as the cosplay chibis? What do you guys think about that? So, like, if I have, like, I don't know, let's say like the second place cosplay chibi is April's wallpaper, third place cosplay chibi is May's, fourth is June. What do you guys think about that? And then it's like, I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out what works for it, and a lot of the founding streamers, like, make the wallpaper of themselves, and I've been doing, like, Wooper, and I was gonna do Prism, and then Vesa was joking, like, you're not gonna be able to get away with not doing it of yourself at some point, so now I'm just like, should I just make the runners-up the phone wallpaper? Should I don't know. Would that make sense? Would that be weird? We can talk about that at some point later if you want, but yeah. I'm always trying to figure out, like, what works best for that. And I can't really make any decisions on that until tomorrow. But I hope that we have fun with them regardless. I hope that it's just enjoyable for you regardless. And then I think Friday, I think it would be fun to do, like, one of those, what is it? The favorite Pokemon thing. I wanted to do that on IRIAM at some point, so I think Friday would be a fun time. Just to do the, choosing your favorite Pokemon from each region and such. But yeah. And then how have you guys been doing? Have you been doing anything content related recently? I know that, I know we have some other founding streamers that kinda, decided to also do the branding advice type of streams. And that's cool, you know? Get different oh my gosh. Get different points of view from different people. But yeah. Let's see. My head is going like 1,000,000 miles an hour and I don't know what to I don't know what to focus on at this point. But I do think that I would like to try doing a later night chill stream type of thing. I don't know. Maybe not on IRIAM. Maybe we'll just limit it to Discord or YouTube. I don't really know yet. I was going to try on IRIAM. I mean, if I'm working on the bunny Bakadoodle, I can probably still do it on IRIAM. It would be a good way to try things out, I think. Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. I need to figure out like what I'm doing with the Stargazer channels on the Discord side. I think what I'll probably do is I think I'll probably try and make a forum channel, and then I'll try to make like a general. Do I have the general chatty channel? I do have the general chatty channel for that. So I'll probably make a forum, and yeah, I think I'll start it with a forum channel. Everyone can kind of get their own. But I can't tell if it's worthwhile to make it into a forum channel yet. It makes it better, like, Pokedex-wise. Newbie Reaper says, I'm trying to animate in Live 2D. I really want to make my content push, VTubing as a medium. It's the only content stuff I've been on recently. I hope it goes well. If you ever have questions about the Live 2D stuff, I can, like, share a bunch of resources that I've gathered over time. I hoard resources so much. I've been hoarding a lot of different Live 2D resources, so if you ever need me to share the resource hoards, let me know. But if you're trying to animate, what kind of stuff are you animating? I'm guessing it's different than, like, rigging. Are you talking about, like, the timeline animation? There's, I'm also trying to learn the timeline animation myself. I only understand the rigging side. I don't quite understand the timeline side yet. There's a really good VTuber who's made a really nice tutorial on timeline animation. I actually told her to make this tutorial. She has a tutorial on how to animate an emote. Like I think she's doing the, what is it called? The note-taking emote. And she explains the timeline and how to maneuver that, and her name is Cutie Dragon. And Newbie Reaper, if you could remind me, after stream, I'll grab that tutorial for you, because she does a really, really great job explaining the animation and the timeline side. Because I also really want to learn Live 2D for animation. It's nice to know the rigging side, it's great to know that for VTubing. But the animation is, like, more general. I'd love to be making, like, pre-mades and such that apply to more, general streamers, right? Not only VTubers. Cutie Dragon is one of my main people I looked into. Okay. Cutie Dragon makes great tutorials. I love her. She's great. I haven't heard from her in a bit lately, but she makes really, really high-end tutorials, and, for anyone who's interested in, like, Live 2D stuff in general, I definitely recommend checking her out. Very, very positive person. Cool vibes. I like her a lot. So you've probably already seen the emote tutorial done. But yeah, she does a really great job. What kind of stuff do you want to animate? I'm curious if I can ask about that. I'd love to know. She goes super in-depth on, like, a technical level. Absolutely. Absolutely. I need to rewatch the emote one, because I do really want to, because we did all those sketches of the emotes, right? We have, like, 40 different emote sketches. So I'd really, really love to, go through that tutorial again and figure out how I could animate some of those emotes that we're designing. She comes endorsed by Starlight, must be cool. I look up to Cutie Dragon. Cutie Dragon is a very cool person. Pretty wholesome too as well, so. Did she change, I know she's changed her design, to be a little bit more, visually, not out there. She's still pretty wholesome, but it's a little bit less cozy than a previous design. And she's still very, very cool. So I do content talking about fairy tales. I wanted to shift that to, like, small animation as visual while talking about different types of fae or fairy. Oh, that'd be so cool! Newbie Reaper, do you know, what's the name now? Tail Foundry. Do you know Tail Foundry? Because Tail Foundry is actually inspiring, a YouTube series that I'm working on doing. And it's kind of that same thing, you know? It's talking about, like, little animation, little visuals. Huge inspiration to me. Tail Foundry is one of my biggest inspirations. Heck yeah! Oh my gosh, I keep giving you, like, names to look into, and you're like, yep, check, yep, check. It's cool that we're on the same page, though. I adore Tail Foundry. I really love how they work. I have a Tailoid keychain. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that. I really want to, like, I saved a bunch of the shorts that they've been doing recently because I love the style of their shorts, and they seem like not too intimidating to try out, because it's not animation, right? It's just like the changing images, and I'm like, I would love to tell little short stories in Tail Foundry style. I think that would be so cool. Oh, there goes the shiny object crow brain again. But I did mention wanting to do shorts. I think my next step with shorts is gonna try to just be, like, existing stream moments with captions, just for the moment, just to, like, get everything under my belt. And then I think I'm going to, and then try to do, like, the Tail Foundry style. But I would love to see that from you too, Newbie Reaper, for sure. If you ever want to, like, post sketches or concept stuff in the Discord, I'd love to see. Hello, Talon. Welcome in. How are you doing? Am I late? A little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. You are on time for the time that you've arrived. I'm excited to see what you do with it. Thank you. I'm a little behind on there, just because, again, crow thoughts. I keep changing around what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm hoping to get into it, and I want to see what you do with it too. For sure. I do have, like, a no self-promo rule in the Discord, so no, like, you know, direct social links or anything, but sketches or video clips or anything, I'd be fascinated to see that. I'd love to see what you're working on. I haven't seen much of your work in general. Like, I've seen your Stargazer form and I've seen your icon, but I'd love to see the type of work that you're doing. Dual Thrones, a Tengu is neither late nor early. He arrives precisely when he means to. I see what you did there. Talon says, I have lore and a branding question. How can I deal with conflicting world settings? Oh, interesting. How so? How so conflicting? New Reaper, I have 3 videos I did last year as a prototype. I'm still trying to make it more streamlined. That's the main thing, right? Is, like, figuring out how to make it streamlined. That's kind of where I am with the shorts as well. Is like, oh, I could like churn out a bunch of these if I just made, like, a template. If I just had, like, a template for this. That's kind of what I'm also doing with the lawn form video idea I have too. I'm like, once I have a template, I'll be able to do this a lot easier. So I definitely agree with you. I definitely understand where you're coming from. Once you have, like, the more streamlined, once you have the prototype, once it's, like, you know, you figured out that template format, then everything should fall into place. At least in theory, right? I can post some of the sketches I did as the visuals? Yeah, I'd love to see. I'll probably have to check it out after stream, but I'd still definitely love to see what you're up to. 2 world settings I love is a lush subterranean setting inspired by Dark Crystal and Rainforest Cafe, or island setting similar to Yoshi's Island. So, what is to stop you from having one as the umbrella of the other, right? Like, what is to stop you from having, everything on an island setting, and then going in deeper with that Rainforest Cafe Dark Crystal? Because you could have a rainforest on an island, right? You could combine the two. You could have the island being the umbrella to that Dark Crystal / Rainforest Cafe vibe. You know, you're not just... I don't know how much world building you want to do necessarily, but you don't have to limit yourself to one biome, right? Like, Alucinari. Some people think that Alucinari is the forest or is the atelier. It's not. Alucinari is the entire world, is the entire, like, is the entire map. So, when I talk about Illusionari, I'm talking about 90% of what hasn't been explored. When I talk about the Atelier, that is where the Stargazers reside, and the Atelier is on the top of a mountain surrounded by forest. And then the mountain has, like, a clearing where we can have the building. But Illusionari itself, you know, there's volcanoes, there's other snowy mountains, there's other forests, there's other, there's the whole ocean, there's towns, there's lakes, there's marshland. You know, it's a whole world. There's everything. So you don't have to limit yourself. You don't have to limit yourself to a single biome. If you want a lush waterlogged cave, so this could all be on an island. You could have islands, floating islands, islands on the sea, islands on a volcano, whatever you deem. And then you could have things on the island, like the rainforest or the caves. The island is your umbrella. Everything else goes inside the island. Does that make sense, at least? Island on a volcano is a funny idea. I mean, heck, you know, you could go straight Men in Black style. You could have the entire world on Orion's belt. If anyone understands that reference, please. Illusionari is our capital? No, no, the Illusionari is the... Again, there is confusion. Atelier, yeah, there you go, okay. Get the reference? Yeah. That okay. When I first saw that scene, I was just like, that's the most clever thing I've ever seen. I was blown away by that for such a long time. Illusionari is lands yet unconquered. Oh my gosh, Eve. But yeah, the Atelier isn't so much the capital as it is like more of a solo location. Thank you, Eve. Just overthinking it? Filled out the world building needs to be more contained and intimate, maybe in the small island, listed enough as the umbrella. Yeah, so like, or, heck, wait, you listed Yoshi's Island as an example, right? Isn't Yoshi's Island a giant island with all the biomes in it as well? I could be wrong, but, hang on a sec. Aren't there also, like, water and volcanoes and everything? If you look at, like, a map, yeah, like, if you look at a map of, like, anything in the Mario series, you're going to get every, you're gonna get every biome on one island. Even as a floating island above, so there you go. So the island is your umbrella. So I think you could definitely, like, okay. There's a desert, there's a jungle, there's a town, there's a volcanic region, and there's a water region and a snowy region. And that's all limited onto one island. So I really think that there's, like, nothing that needs to stop you here. You've got everything. You could expand it to everything. And a large mountain in the center. Exactly. You could have whatever you wanted. So you don't need to pick and choose if you don't want to. You do have to pick and choose where you're going to stay. But overall, you don't have to pick and choose, right? Like, I don't think I'm going to move the Atelier anytime soon. I think we're quite happy on the Lone Mountains here. I don't really feel the need to move it to the sea or to move it to the volcanic region. So you're gonna have to figure out where you need to stay, just like anyone needs to figure out where they're going to live. But, yeah, in terms of, like, what is on the island, the world is your oyster. Thank you, GT Bro. Even Charming Falcon are crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I'm very, very, very grateful for them both. It's so crazy. But look, as a result, we now have chibis to be made. We now have cosplay chibis to be made. We have cosplay chibis to be made, and potentially wallpaper if you guys if you guys think that that would be a good idea, each month we get a different cosplay wallpaper for the next 3 months. So that if I do that, that would allow me to, like, make it pretty decent looking. Other inspiration is Princess Mononoke, the one scene where the protagonist sees the waterlogged forest. That's fair. That's fair. Just woke up from a nap while sitting. Oh my gosh, Chihiro, get some sleep. Get some sleep if you need to, please. Don't throw off your sleep if you can help it. I mean, I'm kind of being a little bit of a what's the word? Hypocrite. Because I was not sleeping well recently either. But if you need to sleep, please. Working from home, cannot go to sleep. I mean, fair, but like if you're falling asleep right now, then I don't know what to say. Like, I guess going to bed earlier or like off the clock if you can. Walking for a long time could help with sleep. I mean, I guess like getting out and getting you know, circulation. Always good to make sure that you're standing up, walking around, going outside if possible, even if it's only like 10 minutes a day. Well, hopefully more than 10 minutes a day, but like 10 minutes at a time. But yeah. Sleep is my favorite thing I don't do enough. I mean, I feel like as creatives, we all sort of fall into that, we all fall into that predicament, right? We all sort of have that situation of not of not sleeping enough. But I don't want you to feel bad when you're working. So the 2 a.m. motivation spikes are important. You make a good point. You make a good point, honestly. I can't entirely blame you there. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where you have to, like, I don't know. I'll try to like write down as many ideas as I can, but then of course, you know, shiny object crow brain. I know you guys say selling games in the flea market is sketchy to people. What if I just have them play the game on the screen while shopping for merch? Just to, like, get the name out? In general? Like, just to get the word out? I mean, I'm a little bit more okay with that because I see that at conventions. I see that, like, you know, test out the playthrough demo and we're not gonna try to sell you a sketchy USB. And then maybe if you handed out, like, a business card, right? I would worry about how long you could keep things lasting. You might need, like, a really big external battery for that. But I definitely think that that is a little bit better than selling a USB for sure, for sure. I'm trying to think of this logistically, though, because it sounds like everyone's just gonna be sort of, like, huddled together around a single laptop. Whenever people try to sell retro games from pre-existing franchise, they do that right in the flea market, so they'll probably have, like, an N64 there or something. I can understand that. I'm definitely more a fan of that idea than the previous one, and then, it might be nice if you had, like, a business card to hand out with your, with where they could eventually get it, right? So, like, a link to the itch.io or a QR code or something like that. Yeah, I'd be okay with that idea. But definitely don't do the CD and USB thing. But just in terms of, like, getting your name out there? Yeah, no, that's a valid form of advertisement, I would say. Yeah, you would need to consider the cost of the table and everything. You would need to consider the cost of the business cards, but yeah, that has a little bit more validity. And you'd also need to consider how to make the computer run that long. Or maybe you attach it to, like, a wired controller. If you're going to have people play demos, I think it would be better to have them connected to a wired controller than to the laptop keyboard, because then they can sort of step away a little bit and not feel so, like, cramped. Because if it's just a laptop keyboard, I feel like that would throw people off. if you have a wired controller, that people can use while they're playing, it's a lot more freeing, it's a lot more approachable, it's a lot more friendly. I feel like you could go with that easier. Be like a YouTube short for the game? What do you mean the YouTube short? Like you'd post yourself showing it off at a flea market? Yeah, you could. There's plenty of people who do that. Pokemon card people, they're always showing off a little short of themselves, showing off their sales at flea markets. But again, make it as approachable as possible. If all you have is a little laptop, make it controller based so that people can sort of step away and not feel so cramped. Have a business card ready to go. If they like the game, then you can hand off the business card. That's the way I would do it. And worry about shorts later, because a lot of people do not like being seen on camera. You would have to be a little bit careful, or you'd have to ask permission, or stuff like that. But yeah, definitely better than a USB. Definitely better than a USB or CD, for sure. I mean, having random people in the flea market playing my game for a short time is like shorts. I don't mean literally make YouTube shorts of it. Oh, okay, okay. It's more like demos. It's more like they're playing a demo. But I think that what you really need to focus on, still sounds sketchy, but you do you. At least it's a lot more harmless, right? Like, just play a demo on a controller for fun for 5 minutes while you're, I don't know, waiting for someone else to finish shopping. I don't think it's going to I will be honest, I don't think it's going to necessarily get you anywhere if you don't already have a big collection of stuff already. I think it's going to be really expensive to do. I think it's going to be more intense and time consuming than you might have calculated for at the moment. But it's definitely better than the USB. It's definitely better than the USB. I still just think that it's going to be more hassle than it's worth, honestly. I feel like if you had a library, like you were saying, the people who do that have a big library of existing franchises that people know. I think if you're going to do that, you should have, like, a little bit more experience under your belt first. It's like, it still is a little bit sketchy in the grand scheme of things, but I would much rather just, like, spend 5 minutes fiddling around on a controller than only seeing a USB stick. And again, the controller makes it more approachable to people than being, like, huddled against a laptop. So that's personally what I would do, but I still feel like that is a stage that you don't need to look into until you have more under your belt, in my personal opinion. Like, okay, I think about it like artist alleys, right? When you guys go to artist alleys, you never see a table that is just selling one print and one keychain, right? Do you guys know why? Because the people who have been doing that, are building up merch over a long time period, and then they're going for making a booth, right? They don't just have, like, a few sketches of, oh, this could be a nice keychain design, right? They've already made, like, 20 keychain designs, 20 prints, maybe a plushie, probably not a plushie, but, like, you know what I'm saying, right? They've got, like, a lot of different merchandise under their belt, a lot of different inventory. Even the people who are selling, like, their novels, right? A lot of the people who have novels, they have smaller booths, because a novel is more intense than a general fan art artist alley booth. So the ones with novels, they'll usually have, like, 30 stacked, right? And then probably, like, 50 under their table. The whole thing is made in some sort of, like, published paperback, even if it's not, like, entirely finished, right? They might have an acrylic standee or something to show off the characters, or some bio or something like that. They might have other ways of promoting it. They're definitely going to be having business cards. And then maybe, if anything, they'll have, like, a smaller flip through, and it'll be for volume 2, and then they'll, like, and then they'll say, like, oh, you know, this is in the works, and then maybe they'll do a paper stapled pamphlet, as like a teaser for the first chapter or something like that. But you're never going to see a booth that people paid for, traveled for, set up, blah blah blah, of just a first chapter pamphlet. So I really think that there's no point in looking at the flea market stuff until you have established more inventory, so to speak. I would be doing the same thing. If someone said, hey, Star, you have the opportunity to go and do a flea market right now to sell your work, to do, like, Artist Alley type stuff, I would be scrambling. I don't have enough. I don't have enough of that. It's not something I've focused on in a long, long time. I wouldn't have the inventory. So I feel like your main focus right now needs to be your inventory. Don't worry about the flea market. Don't worry about, like, promoting a game demo right now. Focus on the inventory. That's what you really need the most of right now. Okay, there's my long rant. Perhaps I should learn to enjoy the process of making the art and games before the flea market stuff. Yes, exactly. Flea market comes later. Flea market is, like, the last stage, you know? You have to make the merch before you sell the merch. You have to have enough merch to make it enticing to buy the merch. You gotta have more. A lot of people really underestimate that when they're doing Artist Alley. You have to have a lot more than you think you need. You have to have a lot more choice, a lot more option, and if you're doing, like, a book or something, which is my closest comparison to, like, game stuff, you have to have more to look at and you have to have more to choose from. It has to look enticing, and it's not going to look enticing if you're at the very beginning. And that is my rant, considering that I was someone who really wanted to do Artist Alley for a long time. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I think he gets it. I think he gets it, Zero, but thank you. Yeah. Don't worry about flea markets. They're expensive, time-consuming, intense, and you need to be putting more focus on the merch. That is my personal opinion on it. That is my personal take. You don't have to listen to me, but that's the advice I'm gonna give. Yeah, there's a reason I haven't done Artist Alley. I've done Artist Alley, in a very, very small way. With, like, 6 other people. I've done an Artist Alley with 6 other people, and we barely filled the booth, and one of those 6 people got 90% of the sales. You wanna know why? Because their project, their merch was risograph. Their merch was, printed risograph, and each piece was, like, you know, 18 by 20 or something crazy. So they took up, like, the majority of the booth space, the majority of the sales. I think they were charging, like, $40 per risograph print. And then there's, like, myself and 5 other people with our little stickers and our little keychains and our little buttons, and they didn't really go anywhere. Because it wasn't enough to look at. It didn't build up the bulk of the booth. But the bulk of the booth, with this risograph, you know, she absolutely got the vast majority. So, yeah. I think that's what you have to think about. And I'm not saying go and find 6 other game devs to make a booth with. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying you have to build it up yourself. I do not have enough merch to build up if I wanted to do Artist Alley right now. I could, but I would need to plan that out for the next year. If someone literally said, hey, Star, we have a convention booth for you right now, if you can, like, get as much as you can get done for next weekend, we'll fly you out, you know, we'll comp the whole thing, I would say, no, I literally don't have enough produced product. Marketplace stuff is super intense. It really is, and I think a lot of people underestimate it because how often they see it, and how a lot of people treat it as, like, hobby, right? But it's really intense and it's really expensive. What is risograph? Risograph is, like, let me just grab the definition, because I don't do it myself. It's risograph, like R-I-S-O, and it's like, it's like photocopying with, you first do it with, like, inks, and then you can replicate the inks, and they're always, like, very bright and very intense. Okay. Most risograph machines hold 2 ink drums, making it possible to print 2 ink colors at one time. The ink drums are housed inside a machine that looks and works like a traditional photocopier. As a result, risograph can print at a very high speed, making it ideal for printing in large quantity. And then we got someone in chat with the name Rizzler, so perfect. Is that really how much merch you need? Because it seems like you have a lot of artwork done. It really is how much merch you need. It really, really, really is. I am not going to do that. I do not take requests for that kind of thing. Mama Talon also want to start a business with sewing. What better place for her? And I'm wanting to have pattern designs on her sewing products someday, but I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, if you do, I have a friend who does sewing stuff too, and if you do any kind of stuff like that, it takes so much merch stock. It takes a lot of, what do they say? I used to look into the Artist Alley stuff so often, and they would say it was about minimum 10 copies of whatever product you sell, and like 20 of each new type of product. So like 20 of each print design, sticker design, pin design, whatever, and then 10 of each of those in the like 200 things, you know? That would be like a good minimum would be like 20 or so pieces. So yeah, it really is intense. And keep in mind, right? I might have been producing a lot of work, but think about how much of that stuff is actually good for convention, right? When's the last time I've done a sticker design or a button design or a keychain design? Not for the last 4 years, honestly. Most of my work has been going into either doing commissions, like one-offs for people, or digital stuff like emotes. I am starting to look into like making the emotes into stickers, to be fair. But yeah, if you want to do stuff for Artist Alley, you kind of have to dedicate about a year, at least a half a year, to producing merch and stock product specifically for Artist Alley. And that's not also counting manufacturing, right? Either yourself or done by a company. You still have to plan ahead for that. Harshboat, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. A lot of the time of Anime NYC, some artists I follow said tweets about their boxes are late or some problems. Reading their tweet tells me just how much work goes into it. It's not easy. Yeah, 100%. It's either the manufacturer is going to be late, or like, oh my gosh, hopefully you don't order your products in like January, because if you order from like, you know, Vogue Race or other really, really large manufacturer, they're on Chinese New Year. They're not going to get to you for like many, many, many months. And then, if you're doing it yourself, right, the machines could break, you could run out of ink, you could run out of material, you could run out of supplies. That's always a nightmare. I've already dealt with those nightmares, which is why I like doing digital, because I can avoid all of those things. I'm so colorful. Thank you, Harshboat. I appreciate that. It's a whole different venture. It would be very hard to do both full-time. I'd love to someday, but there's so much that goes into it. Also, it's very hard as a VTuber for, you know, obvious reasons. But, I would like to do it someday. But yeah, I'd have to really dedicate myself. I'd have to really, like, make a huge amount of stock. Would it be reasonable to go through artwork and game prep arc at the same time, enjoy the process? Is that the right mindset? Would it be a good mindset to enjoy the process? Yeah. I think most people would say that is a good... It sounds like you already know the answer. It sounds like you already have the answer. You're basically just writing the answer to tell it to yourself at this point. But yeah, you have to enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, then there's no point in doing it. People do Artist Alley because they want to sell their original work, and they want to go with everything it entails. All the trials and tribulations, all the pain of the sticker maker, the pain of the cutters, the pain of running out of supplies. They put up with it because they love it. if I was to do that kind of stuff again, I'm torn whether I would outsource stuff or try to make it myself, because I do have sticker cutters, I do have button maker. I would be fine. I don't need to ever outsource buttons. The button maker is really cool. I love using the button maker. But, man, stickers are such a pain. If you guys have ever used any of those sticker cutter machines, they're constantly breaking. Every time you mess up, that's another sheet of expensive ink and expensive paper down the drain. Because you can't just use the regular paper, you gotta use the special paper. And then you gotta use, like, the special paper sheet stuff. I've done some gifts for friends before. I've done, like, buttons and stickers. The buttons, flawless. Never have an issue with the buttons. The stickers, I might go through 5 sheets of paper just to get one correct sticker. I tend to outsource stickers if the design is something that I know I can replicate a lot. If it's a one-off for a friend, then I will just try to do it myself. If it's a common design that I just need a bunch of, then I can outsource that. But just sometimes getting one sticker design. First print, not the right size. Second print, not the right color. Third print, not the right color type. Oh, but it's okay, we'll work with it anyway. Try to put it through the thing. It jams. Try to add the laminate over it. You crumpled the laminate. It's stuck to yourself. It's like duct tape. It's terrible. Okay, we finally got a sheet working. We've got the laminate. We've got the printer. We've got the size. We've got the color. It's all good. Put it into the sticker machine. Jammed. There's so much pain that goes into doing your own merch. And this is why I end up doing 90% digital now, because I can avoid a lot of that pain. Granted, there's some people who don't ever want to purchase digital stuff. They always feel like, oh, I can't physically hold it, so I don't want it, I don't value it. And to be fair, I have a little bit of that myself. I'm a very materialistic fox. I like to be able to hold things. But... But there's so much work that goes into it, and it's like, there's so many people doing it, right? There's so many people on TikTok who are, like, going crazy with a sticker shop, and it's so enticing sometimes, but I think back to when I tried doing it myself, and it's like, oh, I don't like doing that. I might try someday in the future, because, I've talked to friends, and they were like, yeah, you get irritated when you get, like, a single sticker order on Etsy and you have to stop everything you're doing and spend a half hour shipping out the one envelope. But if you had a bunch of sticker orders going in and you could, like, chit-chat on IRIAM while fulfilling sticker orders, you probably wouldn't hate it as much. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I probably wouldn't hate it as much. Sticker production is making me anxious and I don't even make them. Blank, hello, welcome in, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. To be honest, even as I deeply appreciate digital work, nothing which cannot be touched feels real. It's definitely understandable, right? Like, I understand if you commission a big piece, you want it as like a print, you want it for your wall. If you have a sticker, you probably want to hold it. I know digital stickers were doing well with, like, the digital planner boom. I'm not really sure if that's a thing. I know a lot of people do, what's the word? Printables. They do printables. They do things where you can buy it and print it out yourself. I've seen a lot of people do, printable coloring pages before, right? So that's always an idea. It's making me regret asking about Starlight stickers. I would like to do it someday. It's just not something that you can just do on a whim is all, you know? That's kind of what I'm basically trying to, get talent to understand. Is it's not really something that you can just do on a whim, like, oh, would it be good if I just, you know, advertised my stuff that I'm just starting out with at a flea market, and it's like, whoa, hold your horses there, buddy. It's stuff you have to plan for, right? And lots of people do it, and lots of people are really successful with it. But you can't just do it, suddenly with this, like, with this really fast idea. You have to plan for it. I had this one friend who really wanted to open an Etsy shop and sell little charms and stickers and keychains and things like that. And they were like, yeah, I would love doing it because then I get to, like, make the little packages and write the little notes and da-da-da, and I have so much fun with that. And it's like, oh, you're going to realize that that's actually the worst part. Is the shipping fulfillment, right? And don't get me wrong, I love writing notes. I love saying, you know, thank you so much for your support, thank you so much for your order, all of that. But the actual, like, packing and shipping and gathering and labels and shipping labels and all that. Like, oh, that brings down the joy of it so fast. Which is why artist alleys are really nice, because, you know, no shipping involved and physical products and everything. But then you have to worry about getting to the event, setting up the event, paying for the booth, paying for the ticket, paying for the hotel and the plane and all that, and then it's like, oh, that's not very feasible either. It's something I would really like to do in the future, but it's one of those things where you'd have to have a lot of ability to take risk. Also, Bam Bam, hello, welcome in. I see that you're new here. I hope that you're enjoying your time on IRIAM. I guess the large majority of vendors in the flea market in my local area either buy imported stuff from different country or buy it online and sell it, so selling things that I make is more difficult. So they're like, it's like a flea market of reselling? I've seen those before. Those I'm like, I'm not a big of a fan of those personally. If I see flea markets, I want it to be like, you know, older stuff that you're getting out to clear out your house or something. I don't like that flea markets have become like a reseller site. That bothers me. As much of a pain as it is for the artist, the personalized note is like a little head pad on paper. Oh, that's such a cute way of writing it. What the heck? And like I said, it's like, none of us mind the note part. We like the note part. We love, like, writing a note to people. It's everything else that goes around the note. I used to do, like, a few little notes and things, and I did not mind that at all. That was always fun. That was always really sweet. It's everything else that goes around it that I don't like doing. But, you know, maybe someday I'll get back into that. Maybe someday I will decide that it is worth the effort to be able to write the note to people. There are also things that people sell around the house they're trying to get rid of. That's good, that's good. I've been to events where, like, too much of the percentage of the people are the ones who are just, like, buying wholesale and reselling. And those kind of bother me, because I know that those are more, like, those are more get-rich-quick scheme than anything. You know, those are, like, I bought all this stuff from Temu, and now I'm, like, charging $20 per item that I paid 20 cents for, you know? I don't really like those, but I'm glad it's not the entire thing. Someone once told me it was multiple years since they'd written a full sentence, like years in the days of texting and online. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to even think about. Like, how would that even go through your head? Like, oh, I haven't written a sentence in ages. I mean, when you talk about, like, the days of texting online and everything, man, now I'm gonna start overthinking. Grocery lists don't count, right? I've jotted down notes for things. I feel like I might be in, not in multiple years, but I think the only time that I've been, like, you know, writing traditionally is if I'm writing, like, a thank you note for something, or if I'm sending a note, or, yeah, I guess we're all kind of in a similar boat. He wrote on a group birthday card and wrote out a sentence. Like, notes and stuff are one thing, but the full actual sentence. Yeah, I feel like greeting cards are kind of the very few times that we would do that. Unless you're a writer, unless you're, like, a traditional journaler, or you're writing in a diary, or you're, handwriting, like, novel. I can't really think of anything that isn't, like, greeting card based, now that you mention it. School essays. Yeah, I honestly think that greeting cards are probably the very few times that we would actually be doing that. I write novels and scripts, but I have not written a full sentence in months by hand, like with pen and physical paper. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I have either. That's crazy to think about. Microsoft Word, yeah. I've just written notes and things. I've, like, made printouts and jotted down notes on them, but, I don't write in a diary or anything, and I don't write novels by hand. I don't write, like, you know, beautiful Edwardian scripts or anything. I only write shopping lists and filling out checks. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, honestly. I think a greeting card is, like, one of the very few times that we still do it. Which is probably why the greeting card industry has survived as long as it has, because, as I mentioned in the past, I used to want to go into designing for greeting cards. That's when I mentioned the word surface pattern, is with greeting cards, right? So greeting cards are still a thing, probably because of, like, what Dual Throne said, right? Like, a handwritten note is like a little head pat, or like a little token of appreciation, showing you care. I think that, I think greeting cards have survived as long as they have because of that. Hero says, I can write fanfic, I cannot write video scripts, but can outline with bullet points. Just why? I mean, sometimes bullet points work better for others. Sometimes, you know, writing entire scripts aren't as good for someone as they are for others. I believe Senpai and Rayless, for instance, are completely split on those. I know that, well, I think Senpai would be more on, like, the bullet point side, but I don't think he even does that anymore. And then Rayless was more on the full script side when he was doing, like, the lore videos and such. So it's totally fine. I think that it's just dependent on what works for you. Me personally, I am a full script person. I can't work with bullet points. Then you're just gonna get all the ums and ahs in the video. But if I have full script, then I feel like I know what I'm doing better. So I think it just depends on what kind of person you are, honestly. I do full script when I'm doing, like, the thing I was talking about with Newbie Reaper earlier, the, story video that I'm working on. That is full script. I would not be able to do something like that bullet pointed, because it's narrative, right? I think if it's a narrative, it also probably changes what you end up doing. I remember Rev says Desu used to write scripts, so he got so used to it he doesn't need to. So, yeah, it depends on your personality and experience. Definitely experience, yeah, definitely experience. It's nice to be able to move away from needing to write full scripts, but I think it also depends on, like, the type of content that you make, too. If you're doing something where it's, like, using, like, news or current event stuff, then yeah, you probably don't need to write full script. But if you are doing a story time thing, then full script kind of makes sense. Story video, yeah, I want to get back to it. I don't want to, like, abandon it, you know? My scripts are funny. I have little notes like, be really mad when you say this. That's great. I wouldn't be able to react and read that as fast at the same time, I think. Super excited to see the story video. Don't get your hopes up too much, please. I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm just trying to say that I haven't forgotten about it. It's going to be really rough, guys. I haven't been making YouTube videos. I haven't had much experience with this. I'm in the prototype phase too, Newbie Reaper. But I'm glad you're excited. Just don't get your hopes up because I'm still just trying something new. I will not allow you to abandon it. I won't. I just... Other things end up taking a lot more priority. No, it's not a lore video. That would be like a year project. If you watch any of Rev's latest content, I don't think he needs a script, or else things he wants to say would be filtered, and that probably wouldn't be entertaining. Yeah, that's fair. Like Bakadoodles. Yes, Bakadoodles are very important. Well, okay, to be fair, a lot of it is like, anything that's commission-based, or anything that's like, immediately monetary-based, like your character here stuff, or making pre-mades or anything, that always kind of takes priority in my head. And then when it comes to video stuff, I look at the shorts because I'm like, those are something that I could eventually just get out really quickly and just like bring to the forefront really, really fast. So that's kind of where my mindset goes. And then the story videos are like, this could be really nice, but it would take a long time, and it's gonna take a long time for it to pick up. So that is kind of why, that's kind of how the priority ends up going. The creative problem of having crow thoughts on a mountain of amazing ideas. Yeah. How do we get to third place? What happened while I was napping? Even Charming Falcon went crazy. Even Charming Falcon absolutely went crazy. We were bunnies, we can jump up really high. Oh my gosh. Maybe you could do something very minimalistic by having a still image while discussing lore, like how Iron Mouse did very minimal animation. Talon, Iron Mouse's lore videos are some of the most intense in the VTubing industry. Those aren't simple at all. They might look simple because they don't require animation, but each one of Iron Mouse's lore videos is at least 80 separate full-color illustrations. Iron Mouse has some of the most intense lore video that there is. Her first lore video, not the recent ones. So the ones where she was, like, fully indie still? I mean, I've done the... Talon, I've done those. I think you've seen those. Imagine the number of frames for animation. I mean, you know, 30 frames a second and all that. I think most anime is, what, 12 frames a second? Due to misfortune, she has tons of time. Well, I don't think she's the one making these regardless, right? I think that, I think she's hiring out all the work. I don't think she draws, from my understanding. So, you're hiring out either way, but because I do draw, I am not hiring out. It's all on me. So, the story videos are not lore per se, but they are kind of, you know, getting to know stargazers and getting to, like, bridge in things that other people are familiar with and stuff. So, if I wanted to do a lore video, I would like to make it similar to hers, but that much work would be a large undertaking. I would like to do it at some point, but, you know, it's one of those things that you would have to prioritize. She draws back then. She had an Instagram where she posted her artwork, and they were not too bad. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever seen her artwork, but that's cool. Hero End, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. Let me grab some water real quick. I'm dying. Blech. But yeah, I do have a goal to someday make a lore video. I have made other ones in the past. They were very, very, simple. They were very different. They were... See here, oh my gosh. You're not wrong. Those were very different. It's a whole project. I think I saw that single episode of indie animation, 20 to 30 minutes, can cause upward of 6 figures and take many months with a team. I wouldn't doubt that. I really wouldn't doubt that. No, that's not returning. That is the nervous, unconfident side of me that I don't need returning. I mean, not much has changed on that front, but we are getting better. Slowly but surely. At least visually. At least visually, we're gotten better. You guys. Yeah, those were like the majority of lore that I was able to make at the time, and those were like little sepia ink drawing type stuff. Those are very different, and those are not really a good reflection of who we are now. So I would like to make a lore video at some point that explains a lot exponentially more than those videos do. I still remember the first time I saw Star, she did a video on thumbnail making. Those are fun. I enjoy helping people with the thumbnail stuff. Are you referring to the Evergreen one or the stream? Because I know I did a thumbnail stream or two. To this day, I still use that video as how to composite my own. I'm glad to hear that it was really useful. I'm really happy to hear that. Stream on the Senpai channel when you subbed. That was fun. That was interesting. I've only gotten to do that once. I think he's only done the substitute thing one time. But that was interesting. That was a good experience, I think. As Star matured, Stargazers return to chaos. Yeah, it's like, what if, what has Vessa said? Like, high school picture versus college picture or something. That was fun, though, when I did that, like, guest stream. I don't think we've done anything like that since, but, you know, that was fun. I got, like, a little taste of the substitute teacher life for a minute. My senpai, what big ears you have. She's matured and is responsible. We can stop acting like we aren't chaos now. I feel like you guys are always going to stay chaotic no matter what happens to me. Substitute teacher? Yeah, so Dual Thrones, you know how I've mentioned, like, the person VTuber Senpai? He does, like, a lot of VTuber educational content. There was one time where he wasn't able to stream, and he opened up, the moderators to sort of, like, substitute in his place. So I did one substitute stream where I taught people how to design thumbnails. And it was essentially just a live stream version of the Evergreen video that I then put on my channel. And then I've done, videos, since where I've done, like, live streams critiquing other people's thumbnails. I haven't done that in a long time either, but we haven't had as many people, talking about thumbnail stuff in his community, so I haven't really, like, had much of a need to do it. But if there's, like, enough people doing content stuff in the future, I would go back to doing a thumbnail critique stream. Those are always fun. I will substitute on Senpai's channel and make him lose subs one day. Oh my gosh, Vessa. I feel like it would be funny, you'd have some sort of, like, educational thing. You'd be like, okay, we're gonna learn about, you know, how to grow on Twitch, or how to deal with drama, blah, 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 blah. And then it just switches to you playing Fortnite matches. I don't know, that's just, like, a funny image I have in my head. I don't know, it would have been fun to do stuff like that, though. To do, like, educational substitute type stuff. I don't know, I like giving branding advice and things. And, you know, the more I grow as a VTuber, the more valid I feel like my advice can be. I'll do an educational stream about how to set up an aquarium for shrimp. Okay, but, oh my gosh, Vessa, you have to do it MS Paint style. You have to, like, explain about the aquarium setup, but using, like, MS Paint diagrams. Because it would still be, like, the whiteboard idea. And then we could finally, like, we could use the shrimp emoji. That would be funny. What can a 32-year-old man do? Pretty much anything. The second I find out Vessa's doing a substitute stream, I'm hitting the notify me button. Make sure you don't blend shrimp with fish for obvious reasons. You'd be surprised, Talon. There's actually some shrimp that are cool with fish, and fish ignore shrimp. And they can, like, exist peacefully. There are a few species like that. Vessa can tell you more. But yeah, they're generally beneficial from my understanding. Eels cool with shrimp? Really? I've done extensive research on that subject. See? That's why we need the stream of the extensive research. Complete with MS Paint. Complete with MS Paint diagram. I think that would be funny. What? Newbie Reaper what? Okay then. Interesting, interesting. You guys have weird directions. You guys go in weird directions and things. Why did it swap to shrimp when I wasn't looking? Because we were talking about if Vesa did a live stream, substituting for this educational VTuber, then it would turn into a live stream on how to care for shrimp. And that's how we got into the subject of shrimp. And I said, if you're gonna do that, it has to be an MS Paint style. You have to do, like, MS Paint diagrams on how to take care of the shrimp. But yeah, I would like doing educational stuff like that. I do like when we do the branding streams, when we do the content streams. But I always have to open those ahead of time because I need, like, I can only do it if people have questions, right? So I need to, like, always talk about it ahead of time so people can think about the stuff that they want to ask. So I feel like that's something where, I feel like that's stuff where we need to plan it out more so that, like, people can think about the stuff that they want to focus on. At least that's kind of what I think would work best. So that's why I don't do, branding style streams every single week. You're right, Star, I do need to go to bed earlier. We probably all do, to be honest. We all of us probably do. I don't think any of us as content creators in general get enough sleep. But, you know. Hello, Silver, welcome in, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Welcome in. But content, man, I know, content, but yeah, it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. I actually feel like I do most of my work, later at night, to be honest. Not late at night, but, you know, like, reasonably, I don't know. Morning, I'm usually prepping for stream, and then night is usually when I'm doing the art and commissions and stuff. Also, Silver, thank you very much for following. Thank you. Especially as Star Rail content creator, I have to keep up with the updates. Oh dear. Bet is for the week, I get free eyeshadow. When I spend it, yeah, I need to sleep more. Oh my gosh. Free eyeshadow. Goodness, Newbie Reaper. We can't see it under the skeleton anyway. I don't know what to do for content, and I don't get any sleep. Perhaps that's the very reason why I don't. You need to make sure that your brain is, like, fresh enough to accept new ideas. Or to accept, like, directions of ideas. At least I need to work today, and tomorrow, Friday's a day off for me. I'm glad Friday's a day off, that's good. Yeah, you need to be able to, like, refresh the concepts and ideas and stuff. Right now, I'm more on the crow brain side of things, so it doesn't really matter how much sleep I get, I just can't make decisions. But I am narrowing it down, and you guys have been very good at helping me narrow things down. So, that has been very appreciated. You know your body burns calories when you're sleeping? Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I was saying to you earlier that you need to, like, you know, write things down and prioritize and add, like, the pros and cons list and everything and make sure that, you're considering, like, what works and what doesn't and stuff like that. So, for me, I'm like, okay, you know, commissions first, and then after, it should be, like, the easier, pre-made stuff, and then, like, when do I get to focus on content for you guys? That's when I was like, I really need to start prioritizing shorts, because shorts would be a really good way for me to add on to that, right? And a lot of you guys have made shorts for me, and I just have to add captions. All I need to do is add captions. And I really, really appreciate, like, even Vesa and Zero, like, the people who clip things. It's very, very appreciated. Do you prefer to start something hard or easy? It depends. It depends on what it's for. Silver, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the Let's Go Off guy. Thank you. I don't know. I do like doing easy things because they're easy for me to check off. But I do think that, like, chipping away at the harder stuff is good to also get that off the plate. Like, right now, I didn't get around to it, but before stream, I was like, I'm gonna spend, like, an hour or two working on this really large design commission stuff that I have. And then I was just like, I need to... I need to prep for stream, so I'm not able to do that. And then after stream, I'm like, oh, I'll do the design stuff. And then I'm like, but maybe I'll just do, like, the... Later at night, I'll do, like, the Bakadoodle work. So, you know, it's a balancing act. I have to clip my stream, so I know how to do it fast. Dang, nice. I mean, I sometimes have the clip button. I just forget to use it when I'm in the moment. Are the big art commissions considered hard for you? It's not that they're hard, it's that they're time consuming. It's that they take more thought process. And it also depends on what they are, right? Like, if it's an existing character, then it's like, okay, I can work with existing designs, and I just have to, like, I have to place it, make sure the composition is good, render it out, make it all pretty. If it's a design commission, now I have to do research. Now I have to think, like, okay, what does this person want? What is the direction that they're going in? What is the, what are some existing design elements? What has already been done that I don't want to accidentally step on? That takes a lot more research. So I would say that that is harder in the sense of, prep. And then the larger commissions, like the ones I do for you, those are more time consuming and harder in the sense of execution. So it's a balance. Both have their pros and cons. I enjoy doing both, but sometimes I'm in the mood for one more than another at any given time, and it'll sort of flip-flop. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I really wish I could just do, like, a big piece with all these characters I know. And other times I'm like, oh, I'm tired of the big pieces. I'd rather do, like, creative character design, and then I'll be like, oh, I have to do all this, bunch of research for it. So it has its pros and cons and stuff. Right now, I am working on character design for somebody, so I'm doing a lot of research on inspirations that they're giving me, mood boards, and then sort of trying to create something new that they haven't seen before from that. It's just jumping from other spots. Yeah, exactly. That's why I tend to have a lot of different things going at the same time. So if someone's like, hey, you know, why are you working on this other thing when I still have my commission? It's like, because I have to jump around. I have to, like, do different things at different points. And it ultimately ends up making your work better, because I'm shifting my focuses around to not get bored in any one area, and I'm constantly staying active in it, right? So that's kind of how it is. So it's like, if I'm ever doing a commission for you and then you see me doing, like, something else, note that it is something I like, have to do, and it's not that I'm putting somebody ahead of you. It's that I have to constantly be, like, chipping away at multiple things. It's just jumping from other spots, yeah. Sorry or not sorry, I thought of something. I'll send in DM on Discord, okay. I like doing the speed paint, art, indie game dev, but seeing the experience from other devs, those kind of content take a long time to make, and I guess horror narration is off the list, because although I love consuming those, creating them is not for me. It's important to understand what is not for you personally, right? Like, I realized that I probably wouldn't be streaming, like, farming games or something. Or I'm still, like, learning that maybe cozy games aren't for me as much as I thought they would be. So, it's important to try things out, and then see what is not for you, or what you admire, and what you don't want to produce. Like, okay, really, much more fitting example. I am not a clean line art artist. I mean, I can do it. I can do it. I can make very, very clean line art. But in terms of time versus effort, I will spend 10 hours doing line art if I have to make it, like, precision clean. So I've started changing my art style to be a little less, like, animation perfect, and it makes my art look better because the fluidity and the dynamism is something that has more drama and intensity than if I just made everything, like, very clean and stiff. So for me personally, I'm learning what does and doesn't work for me, and it's important to do that, to check things off, to, like, eliminate the crow brain problems, right? I do that a lot. I'm discovering right now that a rougher style works better for me. I can do clean, obviously, because I am self-incarnated, and, you know, this visual look is my own. But it's something that I kind of think I would just limit to model work. It also helps so you don't get art block. Yeah, very true. Very true. So, yeah, I think that, like, realizing what is or is not important to you is the most important thing. Or is something that you really admire in others, but is not for you. Like, I know there's people who have these exquisitely clean, perfect line art illustrations or comic style illustration or stuff that's like really, really polished. And I can admire those and I can say like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do stuff like that. That's really beautiful. But then if I go and do it myself, then I'm like, I really don't enjoy the production of this. And then likewise, you know, someone who does clean stuff, they might be like, I really love painterly work. But I would never do painterly work because I don't understand how to do, like, the really intense light and shadow and dynamism. That's not for me. I'm more comfortable with the clean stuff. So it's like, you know, different strokes for different folks. And figuring out what you are good at or not good at is really important to figure out where to put your focus. And it definitely helps on the crow side, for sure. For sure. You're always going to be narrowing things down. I'm still narrowing things down. My crow brain, after I've narrowed everything down, still has 20 items on it. How do I know it has 20 items? Because I have an Excel spreadsheet of 20 items. I'm really in love with cross-hatching and cell shading. Paint really takes me forever to nail. See? It's like, it's different for different folks. It works differently for different people. Also, if you love cross-hatching and cell shading, I've seen some really nice hatching brushes lately that are being shared around for Clip Studio Paint. off tangent, but I think someone was trying to mimic the Witch Hat Atelier type of work, and they made like some really nice cross-hatching brushes for it. But yeah, painterly, like for some, takes forever, and for me, that's like more in my comfort zone. So it's like, you gotta figure out what works best. And I'm still figuring it out. I have not figured it out. It's not perfect. My style is not consistent, and it shows in my VGen. It shows that I have like some pieces that are really clean, some pieces that are really rough and dynamic. Like, I did one piece for Sea Hero of Monarch recently, and it was supposed to be like a speed paint. And it ended up not being a speed paint. It ended up being like, really refined. But because I didn't use super clean line art, I didn't consider it refined. And then I compared it to the other ones that I did consider refined, and then I looked at it and I'm like, just because the line art is not like 100% to a T, doesn't mean that this still didn't take me the same amount of time. So yeah, I'm learning that some people do actually appreciate the rougher work too. For quick sketches, I'll fill it in with specific hatching brushes on Metabang as the color fill layer. Nice. Kind of concerned of the indie dev / artists because usual creators in that niche tend to upload content slow. It's not because of them, it's just that it takes a long time to make. I was concerned if I could still grow. You're in a field that is naturally slower. Anything where it's like indie dev, it's naturally slower in the same way that going into animation is naturally slower. You can get more efficient, you can get more, you can understand the tools easier, you can get more used to the pipeline, but you are in a niche, in a field, that is naturally slower than others. It just is, you know? That's why if you take, like, if you're an illustration major in an art school, you might be producing 20 pieces a semester, and if you are in an animation major in an art school, you're probably producing 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, they naturally understand that you're going to be taking longer on the work, so they will adjust the assignments accordingly. So if you're not producing as much, it's because you're in a naturally longer niche. What'd you say about the art? I was saying that with the Monarch piece I did for you, it ended up being really, really refined, but it didn't use, like, perfectly crisp cell shading type line art, but it's a refinement style that I think fits me best. I don't need brushes to do detailed cross-hatching. Well, Talon, if you just said that your niche takes you a long time to do, then I think the brushes would help with the speed. It's not a matter of needing or not needing brushes, it's a matter of saving your time, because you just said that this is a niche that the work takes you longer. So if you can use a brush to speed it up, I would take the advantage. If you are going to be doing something like game dev or animation, you have to find shortcuts. If you're going to be doing video editing, you have to find shortcuts. You can't survive this day and age without finding shortcuts. And brushes are the most, like, obvious form of shortcut there is. You have to find ways to speed up the workflow. Whether or not you need it is not the point. Shortcut, pay someone else, my editor. I mean, look, if you can afford the editor and they make your work more streamlined and they make it so that you can focus more on your own content, then that makes sense. I think that when a lot of people are starting out, they can learn to do their own editing. But if the time is more valuable to you, then I think that's still valid. I personally want to learn my own editing because, you know, freelance artist, I'm always doing everything myself. But you and Vesa, like, clipping my streams is exponentially helpful as well. I love doing cross-hatching by hand, but will bite my pride and use hatching brushes to save time depending on the project. Exactly, yeah. It's like, if you want to do the work by hand because you want to say that you're doing the work by hand, then it gets closer to the realm of fine art, right? Because fine art is more so doing things for the sake of doing them, with wanting to be, like, very, very pure about it, so to speak, right? That's more on the fine art side. If you want to do the fine art side, that's perfectly valid. But if you go into, like, illustration, for instance, you have to find shortcuts. And I've been calling them cheats before. Vesa told me to stop calling them cheats. So I'm saying shortcuts, but things like, you know, brushes, liquify tools, perspective rulers, 3D models. These are all things to help the speed, to help the workflow. Frankly, I really need to use 3D models more. I don't use 3D models enough. 3D models would help me get the proportions down so much faster. And more accurately, true. You did this combo before, burger work versus steak work. Burger's good, perfectly fine. Yeah. It's not cheat or shortcut, it's time efficiency method. I can't say shortcut either. I feel like shortcut would be better to say, but okay. Time efficiency method. That's a little bit more of a mouthful. I can say that, though. If you got a 3D model, would it come with a Yoshi costume? I'm not talking about a 3D model in VTuber terms. I'm talking about a 3D model in the same way of basically having, like, a mannequin on your canvas. I will steal all your words. Oh, dear. Like, you know wooden mannequins that artists use to, like, make poses and stuff? So nowadays, people have those, but they are, digital, and you can pose them. So if I'm doing, like, I actually should do this more with Sea Heroes pieces, because I usually have a lot of characters I have to place around. So if I use a 3D model to place the characters with the compositions, then it'll make the work faster and more efficient. I have the little action figures to use as poses as I was typing that. You know what I found was a lot better than the wooden mannequin was, what was it called? The figurines of Spider-Man, believe it or not. Kyo and Mini Goose, hello, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Yes, exactly, Newbie Reaper. Oh my gosh, we are really in sync today, apparently. We are very in sync. Yes, the Spider-Man ones. They are so, they're so well articulated. They're insane. They're exponentially better than the wooden mannequins. The Spider-Man ones are so good. Also, thank you, Mini Goose. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, no, I love the... I love those. Like, the Spider-Man ones have, like, the heels and the toes separated. The The, what is it? The fingers are individual. Sometimes they have, like, individual joints. I love the Spider-Man figures for posing. You need 2 more hours for 3-star? Okay, Eve. I will keep that in mind. Eve, we're gonna get you the 3-star, Friday, I think. Probably Friday. Give me pictures of Spider-Man. It would be easier for people to get the stars if I was, a daily streamer, but I can't be a daily streamer because I balance it with Twitch and YouTube. I know, I'm making it harder on you guys, I'm sorry. But that's the reason that I also make everything even, right? That's the reason that I want to try to even things out. So if you just get 1 star, then you still get the wallpapers and everything. I'll just do like now, watch during stream. Oh my gosh. Eve. There's cheap little plastic ones I found on Amazon. They're surprisingly amazing. I'll post pics of mine in Creative Cafe. Yeah, absolutely. They pose like Spider-Man. You know what I really like, lately? Is, what is it? Which one are these? I have these smaller ones, and they are called, Bodykun and Bodychan. And what I really like about the latest version of them is that they have wireframes printed on the figure itself. So if you're trying to understand, like the pose, perspective, then the wireframes kind of help show, like, if the knee should be up, if the knee should be down, how the body's turned, everything like that. Before I fell into slumber, I noticed Lillian stole my thunder for 9,000 star. Oh my gosh. But thank you, Lillian. Time flies when we chat. Kinda, yeah. Like I said, I did not used to be, just chatting streamer. It's kind of wild to me. Nice idea. I could probably ink with that wire mesh onto the figures too. Yeah. I think there's probably tutorials online on how to do it yourself. Because people, like, saw the Bodykun and they're like, wait, I could just do that. I could just paint that on. Actually, oh my gosh, I've seen some people, they will, oh, this is so smart. The ones who like to take pictures of themselves for poses, they'll put on a white t-shirt, and then they'll paint the wireframe on the white t-shirt. So, like, if they're trying to get, perspective of their hand going out or something, then they have that on the t-shirt itself. So smart. How is Master Spoon? It's probably gonna be the first emote I finish. I always think you'd be more of an art streamer, but you're good with people and talking, so I don't really doubt it. I've been more of an art streamer for the past 3 years, haven't I? This is more of learning to be general VTuber. Learning to not just be hiding behind my art, as I used to say. Because also with PNG, I feel like it was easier to sort of let the content, be more apparent, just sort of in the way that I went about things. So, I always sort of felt like I was hiding behind my artwork and not really, like, getting, myself out as a VTuber. But I feel like that's changed a lot this year, especially, like, with IRIAM, learning just chatting, playing games on stream, being more active in the Discord, for sure. So, yeah, a lot's been changing and evolving, I think. But it's been a fun journey, for sure. And I still hope that we can continue the journey for a long time. Because it's just... It's been crazy, but it's been, like... It's been a roller coaster, I would say. And I'm very happy about it. I'm really glad that I stepped away from not only doing artwork. Because, yeah, still, 90% of my life is art, but the fact that I added a 10% of other has been really, really beneficial. Time-wise, I've added more because, you know, I stream on IRIAM more. But adding adding more outside of just being known for making artwork has been very, very useful. Especially if I get nervous about, like, you know, the carpal and all that stuff. It's like, oh, I could chat if I ever got really, really stuck. And even if it wasn't on IRIAM, right? I could also be, like, chatting on Twitch or YouTube. Just expanding the work. That's our wish as well, that this will just keep going. I really hope so. I really, like, ideally, I just want to do this as long as I can. As long as I possibly can. You're saying it's normal to have production take a long time with you? With frequency of uploads similar to animation channel? There's a reason that Jaden Animations will release, like, one animation, every quarter these days, or every half a year. And she has a team of, like, 20 people. At least. Yeah, it's just naturally more time-consuming and more intensive. If you're doing it by yourself, it's exponentially so. Animation channels notoriously don't put out a huge amount of work. What is it? Like, one of the most popular indie animations on YouTube, right? Digital Circus? I think they're on episode 5. 5! And they've been out for how long now? At least a year. Maybe 2. And they have 5 episodes out. So yeah, it's very, very notorious for this stuff to take longer. But, regardless, I think that we will stop here for today. Because of all the drafts, they want to make sure everything doesn't sound alike. That's definitely fair, too, yeah. I think we're gonna stop for today. Throat is a little bit drier than I expected. I might still be streaming. Reaper, thank you for the glow stick. I might come back on IRIAM later tonight. If I don't come back on IRIAM, I will probably chill in the Discord doing artwork. I'm not really sure which way I want to do that yet. We will see. It's all very, very experimental, seeing how things go. Again, major thank you to Eve and to Charming Falcon, and a thank you to everybody else who has sent gifts today. I'm absolutely floored with where we are at right now, so thank you so much for the support. I will be working on cosplay chibis for the next 3 months of wallpapers for you guys. So I really hope that you enjoy that. And I'll also figure out what I'm doing with the Stargazer channels and everything. And really thank you very much for all your support. And I'm really happy that I can chat with you guys and hang out. It really genuinely means a lot. So Eve, oh my gosh. Jeez, Eve. My gosh. Thank you, Jewel Thrones. Thank you, Talon, and thank you, Eve. My goodness gracious. Thank you so much. Oh. I'm very appreciative of you guys so much. I did not think that we would be here in the million years. So thank you very much. What the heck? Eve! Oh my god. I can't help but screenshot that. What the heck? I cannot help but screenshot that. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Eve. Really, thank you. I don't know how you did that. I just... Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I cannot thank you guys enough. And thank you, Fine Fox. Oh my gosh. We're happy to be your support, Starlight. I'm extremely grateful for you guys. Genuinely. Genuinely. I really cannot express that enough. Seriously. I'm really not sure, I really have no words. I genuinely do not have any words anymore. I'm very... I don't know how to express my gratitude enough for you guys. I really don't. But I'm extremely, extremely grateful for you all, so really, 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 really thank you. If I do any other stream today, it's probably gonna be a very low-key, just chill. I might just do it in the Discord. I don't know, either way. But thank you very, very, very much. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to you guys. I really feel like a broken record when I say that, but I'm genuinely so grateful for the Stargazers. I'm going to be finishing up that piece today, and heck, you know what? I'm gonna color it. I'm gonna make it colored. It was originally grayscale, but it's gonna be colored now. So, yeah, the Bakadoodle. It's gonna be colored, for sure. So, again, major. When am I streaming in Discord? Most likely, 8 or 9 Eastern Standard, probably 8 or 9 Eastern Standard. Okay, no worries. It's really like, it's not like streaming so much as it is just like casually just getting stuff done and keeping myself not distracted. I'm very, yeah, it's just it's just basically like just regular work stream. Not being as chatty, just like if you want to stop in, see where progress is. It's stuff where like I otherwise just wouldn't be streaming. But yeah, I'm more grateful than I can express to you guys. So genuinely, thank you so much. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world or the worlds beyond. And thank you so much, Stargazers. And as always,